The one and only multiverse presents a grand unified theory. The death of stars. How stars end their life in the multiverse. Supernova Type 1a. Supernova in the Large Magellanic Cloud. The famous crab pulsar. The astounding black star. Web page and video are not AI generated. Your host, Richard E. Noer. A star's final evolution. TM, this is pure speculation of the multiverse theory, and is still subject to more observations and research. This is because of the newly discovered presence of primal space, dark matter, dark energy, and anti-gravity. There may be other interactions that have not been considered. On the other hand, the predictions of TM fit precisely with all we know about the physics of space. Of course, a star's final demise is based on its density, mass, and ingredients. TM understanding of the basics. All the evidence points to the existence of dark energy as the cause and effect of spontaneous fusion. For fusion to occur, you must make neutrons from some protons but not all. This can't happen in a stellar core. The extreme compression and density has restricted movement and elasticity of the protons. This in turn, will not support only some conversion. On the other hand, there is a situation that exists in a protostar's outer bands. It's the zone where proton quantum fields can oscillate between attraction and repulsion. This is one of the requirements for neutron production, which is essential for hydrogen-helium fusion. TM says it is this band that provides the environment for fusion, not the core of a star or protostar. Next there is the bonding of neutron to the proton. For this to happen, the proton must be able to pole orientate and align with the neutron, so pairing can happen. Also, their density mass index must be compatible. Finally, after the bonding, there has to be space for the duo to spin and create new, unique, quantum ring fields. As you can see, the stellar core fusion idea has no evidence to back it up, it is a belief at best. On the other hand, there is lots of evidence and a precise definition for stellar fusion, in an XCP dark energy band. All dying stars are at the mercy of their own gravity, dark energy. If XP dark energy of a star is depleted, the star's peripheral fields get distorted and becomes vulnerable to the ripping gravitational currents from space. Depending on the volume of the star, will determine its demise. With low volume stars, there will be no explosion of the outer fields, and the star will become a white dwarf. Larger stars that are oscillating between failure and functioning, will become reoccurring novas. In a huge star, once the expansion force depletes, gravity currents from space, causes a catastrophic failure of the peripheral fields and the star goes supernova. This may, or may not, explode the whole star. Again, it depends on volume and the potential of core material. Last, are the extreme stars, they go hypernova, and produce either neutron stars or black ones. A neutron star is a neutron torus-like structure and can have super-fast spin energy. This in turn, will produce extreme quantum ring and torus magnetic fields in the surrounding dark matter accretion disk and a polar jet. The star doesn't consume universal dark matter particle matter from space, because it is a closed system, but it does have extreme gravity and magnetic force. This rips apart approaching structures and bodies but doesn't consume the material. The particles are flung right back out into space. Black stars are a whole different ball game. How they form and die, as you might have guessed, is extreme. Only TM has tackled this ultimate event. You are about to boldly go where no one has gone before. In keeping with evolution of the universe, the black star death is at the very last entry of this page. It is the end of a new beginning. Dwarf star, low mass star, medium mass star, huge super hot star, neutron star, supermassive star, black star with accretion disk and polar jet. 1. Dwarf stars. These stars form the way all stars do, but, because of their small size, there is only just enough XP dark energy to support fusion. This means that the spin rate of the star-forming hydrogen cloud was slow, therefore compacting the central region was less. This in turn created a protostar with lower dark energy, but not necessarily fewer hydrogen atoms. A cool red star. When fusion shuts down, the star will eventually slow, and become a huge mass of debris. 2. Low-density star. When low-level fusion shuts down in a low-density star, there isn't enough compressed dark energy to cause quantum SML failure in the peripheral fields, so again there is no explosion. The residual boiling energy release from the outer bands is enough to overcome the gravity of the outer plasma layers, and the star's energy field continues to expand. The star's XP dark energy throws out its external structure along with the new proton-neutron pairings. What is left of the core can't support fusion and doesn't have enough dark energy to reignite. It has become a white dwarf. B. Again, this sounds like the end of an era, given what a glorious existence the star may have had. It could even have supported life at one time, but the universe is the way it is, and not necessarily the way we want it to be. If you think this sounds a lot like our beloved Sun, you are right, but take heart, in 4 billion years from now humanity will certainly have evolved, possibly to a new solar system. 3. Medium-density stars. When a star's lower XP dark energy causes nuclear fusion to shut down in a medium-density star, excessive gravity from space causes SML failure of the star's outer fields. This is because gravity from space can tear apart the star's looser element bonding, but not the more condensed bonding of inner elements. The exploding field particles catastrophically expand, and a pressure wave is created. This is what's called a supernova. Expanding quantum fields compresses and eject the outer plasma into space, along with protons, electrons and new proton-neutron pairings. Electrons that are trapped in the compression are squeezed into neutrinos, which in turn explains why in a supernova event we see a neutrino bombardment. B. Now something else is about to happen. The exploding outer bands also creates a super inward C dark energy force. These fields surround and tear inner particles, which produces high heat, light, gravity, and magnetic energy. This explosive dark energy flow pairs up with the gravity from space, and the whole star loses its magnetic lock. A large supernova has just occurred and all the star's elements has been thrown out into space. 4. Huge super-hot stars. When nuclear fusion shuts down in a huge mass, and a high core density star, excessive gravity from space causes quantum SML failure in the star's outer layers, and the peripheral fields catastrophically expand. This is what's called a massive supernova. Expanding fields eject the star's plasma into space, along with PEN and QLBHF particles and atomic nuclei. The exploding outer field also creates an inward super C dark energy force. The extreme energy of these currents are much stronger and attack the core, but here's the big difference. The core is so compact, the whole star can't explode because the potential energy of the core is stronger than the compression energy of the explosive band, and the gravity from space. B. Now, one more incredible thing is about to happen. The core doesn't lose magnetic lock, but it can change all its protons into neutrons, and so, that's exactly what it does. The star's core has turned into one of nature's most incredible discoveries, a super fast spinning, closed system of magnetism and matter. A neutron star. See, oh my! The realm of neutron stars, pulsars, and magnetars is a very mysterious and interesting place, but I'm not so sure I would want to get too close to one of them. I am glad that there aren't too many in our neighborhood. The Crab Pulsar. A spinning neutron star with magnetic radio pulses. Pulsars, a super-fast spinning neutron star. Another structure I find fascinating is the pulsar. It was formed from a compression field of a huge dying star. It probably just barely escaped from being a black one. The pulsar is so incredibly dense that one has been clocked rotating 642 Hz. This to me is unbelievable because they have so much compressed mass. To be spinning that fast is mind-boggling. 642 Hz is a sound wave and can be heard if it was not for the dark matter medium. In other words, you can't hear this sound, because you need air molecules to pass the audible energy, but the sound is there, traveling through dark matter space. Next, let's put our creative logic to work. The following is highly speculative, but inside the pulsar this is what may be going on. universal particles are still rotating and have magnetic bonded fields. Because of extreme spin, gravity, and centrifugal forces, the pulsar's internal magnetic fields have separated and developed into two magnetic lobes. One is a positive charged lobe and the other is a negative one with an axis flow. In other words, the whole pulsar has a positive magnetic side and a negative one. When the pulsar spins, it creates an alternating magnetic pulse in the surrounding dark matter sea. This is what produces the fast pulsing magnetic clicking sound when observed with a radio telescope. It is also possible that the fast spinning pulsars can produce an optical blinking as well. This is because the particles of the dark matter sea would most certainly vibrate when stimulated with the magnetic pulses. Now, inside the pulsar, both lobes have a common axis in the center of this celestial body. In other words, the star has no nucleus, it has an axis. Both the positive and negative bonded looping fields of the two lobes pass through the pulsar's center axis. Because magnetic bonding is such a strong force, it keeps the lobes from separating and holds the whole body together, even though it is spinning at a phenomenal rate. This magnetic bonding is so strong it can even prevent a black star from flying apart. In conclusion, the extreme bonding force of looping fundamental particles is what keeps the pulsar together. It also creates super strong external magnetic fields, which in turn, accounts for the fast clicking pulses of the pulsar. To carry it one step further, ring and torus magnetic particle flow in surrounding space is a certainty. Don't underestimate the magnetic force. If you have ever used neodymium magnets, you know what I mean. As I say, this is only speculation and not a foregone conclusion. It doesn't have any verified observational proof yet to back it up, but it hasn't violated any rules. This is pure logic, and is based solely on the predictions and definitions of the Multiverse Encyclopedia. Death of a neutron star. 5. Neutron stars are a little bit different. When they attract matter from space, gravity rips apart structures and bodies, but the dark matter particles get compressed, spun, and flung right back out. This creates an accretion disk and polar jet. It also means the star doesn't have a growing containment field, and XP dark energy of the star is missing. Their bonded horn torus construction supports the whole star's body. This means that the internal neutrons have spin energy, and this is what holds the star together even at unbelievable rotation speeds. Speculation with no known conflicts. When a neutron star is caught by another neutron star, they will sync up pole to pole and stick together, not merge. There would be no catastrophic explosion because they both have the same density mass index. This is because there would be no compression event. Like putting two magnets together. As I say, this is only speculation because to my knowledge, there are no observations to either confirm or deny this idea, but it has plausibility because it fits with all the known physics of the multiverse. Speculation with no known conflicts. When a neutron star and black star are in a gravitational lock, something has to give. The neutron star can get much closer to a black one. This is because it has an extreme gravitational lock, but even this superior bonding force will fail. As both stars get closer and closer, the black one will win the gravity battle. This is because the universal particles of the black star's gravity have now become extremely dense, are moving faster, and have much more gravity, density, and a ripping pulling current. The event, black star gravity currents penetrate the neutron star superstructure, and dissolve neutron magnetic bonds. This causes it to lose synergetic magnetic lock. Perimeter neutron particles are ripped apart, and off the fast-spinning body, like a buzz saw. Only universal particles are pulled into the black star. The consumption goes very fast because of the extreme gravity, and the fast spin energy of the neutron star. Needless to say, this event quickly releases copious amounts of energy and mass. Not only does this encounter destroy the star, it creates an enormous and powerful, black star polar jet. So far I haven't been able to link this phenomena with either quasars or gamma-ray bursts, but it seems to meet some of the qualifications. I bet that there are more things going on with neutron mass and black stars. It's nice to know that the universe still has many secrets. Extreme mass, and dense core stars. Our Sun compared to a massive star. 6. Extreme massive stars. When fusion shuts down in a massive extreme star, quantum SML of atoms in the star's peripheral fields fail because of the excessive gravity from space. This overwhelms elements in the band, and their quantum fields catastrophically expand. This becomes a gigantic supernova. Expanding fields from the former outer bands eject the star's plasma into space, along with electrons and new proton-neutron pairings. The exploding band also creates super inward, high heat, magnetic compression fields, a C dark energy force. These compression fields have become extremely large and dense, along with a magnetic ripping force. The vast core structure is torn apart so violently that not only quantum fields of atoms lose SML, but so do individual protons, neutrons, and electrons. All universal particles dissolve their interdependent structures, and individual particle matter forms an ultimate state of compressed uniformity. The slightly less contracted perimeter of this extreme state of matter has enough freedom of movement to create a magnetic containment field. This is because the inner supercompressed, fast-spinning body of particles would rotate as one. Therefore, it would allow movement and alignment of particles in the outer bands. The creation of a black star is by far the most interesting and astounding structure in the universe, multiverse. It is my belief if you get this prediction right, you have just unlocked one of the biggest secrets of the cosmos. To think in my lifetime the theoretical black stars of TM theory were unknown, and had no possibility of existence because of the emptiness of space. But now, because of the absence of empty space and the discovery of dark matter, dark energy, and anti-gravity, the whole universe has changed. All of the unanswered questions that has perplexed mankind since the beginning of time, can now be answered. The cosmos is not so mysterious anymore, and finally has resolution. Recap: A. TM predicts that there are no stellar or galactic black holes, but there are stellar and galactic black stars. B. Black stars have a magnetic containment field. C. The gravity produced by a black star and its surroundings is so strong that light waves can't vibrate the dark matter medium. D. A black star has no internal structure, only universal particles in an extreme state of compression. E. Black stars have an accretion disk with an event horizon and polar jet ring, torus fields. F. When black stars join, they match their pole-to-pole spin, thus creating an attraction force between. As they get closer together, their orbits get smaller and faster. When they finally merge, there is no big energy release because they both have the same, you guessed it, density mass index, along with the same, now combined spin energy. Death of a black star. First ever image of M87, its central core and accretion disk. In the middle of the black circular region there is a black star but you can't see it. This is because of the density of surrounding dark matter space. The center compacted area can't vibrate in the light or magnetic spectrum, but it has a fast-flowing, torus, ring magnetic flow. In other words, it is not a hole. All the observable energy surrounding a black star. 7. We've saved the best for last, TM exclusive black stars. Black stars also have an accretion disk and polar jet, but unlike neutron stars, they absorb most, and eject some, matter and energy from space. This means they are not a closed system. Now for the exciting evolution and conclusion of these cosmic wonders. A. Black stars, unlike their neutron cousins, will merge. When this happens, the universal dark matter particle C and its energy gets condensed and stored. When parts of the dark matter C is depleted by merging black stars, but are surrounded by primal space, there are only two things left in this part of the universe, multiverse. 1. A condensed superstructure of matter and energy, and 2. Primal space. B. If primal space completely surrounds a black star, the end is near. The superstar becomes fatally wounded and will die. This is because primal space will shut down the star's magnetic, gravitational containment field. Gravity becomes XP explosive dark energy, and new dark matter space springs into being. A supernova type 0. This creates spatial expansion energy, but not new matter. There are old expanding universal particles, and new ones created out of primal space. The super energy of a portion of the universe, multiverse, is creating the highest tiny structural uniformity known to exist. Supersymmetry. Because of this new physical existence, everything in the space that is created, has to start from scratch. Magnetic fields and strings, protons, electrons, neutrons, and stars. Even gravity has to be created. Because this new space consists only of universal particles, light, gravity, and magnetic waves from the existing universe, are able to travel right through, and influence its evolution. A black star transformation in a multiverse. Primal matter, space. Black star supernova type 0. Polarized dark matter space. The creation of a polarized magnetic particle expanse. A multiverse of strings, twine, ropes, and chains. Also dark matter particles, protons, electrons, neutrons, atoms and quantum fields. All these things evolve at different times of existence. B. Is this just a theory, belief, Speculation of the cosmos and all its wonders? TM says no. Why? Because it complies with the Encyclopedia of the Universe. Oh my! What about black holes? Aha! Don't fall for that magical stuff. This is reality. This is logic, and it has a higher probability level than the standard model. This is because it is matter that cannot be created or destroyed. Energy, on the other hand, can't exist without matter. Sorry John, Fred, and Stephen. We have physical evidence, and lots of it. The multiverse has been created to work, not to fit with old, out-of-date, unproven theories and concepts. Your host, Richard E. Noer. Young me. Mini me. Email, noerastronomy@gmail.com. Here in a multiverse, our goal is to find the cosmic truth. No matter where, or how far it takes you. The universe truly does unify. If you get the basics right,